Well, hello gardeners, welcome back. We're in Stuart, Florida today, zone 10A, and we have brought the jungle inside. So today's garden that we are going to tour is just so magical. I think it is a well thought out outdoor space it's such a merging between what my clients did and what they brought me in to do that I thought I'm gonna share it with you guys, because if you guys are in the beginning stages of maybe planning your outdoor space and you're not sure exactly, which direction you're going in yet, I think this came together so beautifully. So I'm just going to share with you what I think might give you some inspiration to go that route. But before we get started, you guys please like and subscribe, hit that little notification bell. Bryce and I post every single weekend. Often it is projects that we've just completed. As you guys know, your girl is a landscape designer and we design and install these projects that I share with, but we also offer design services only. And we offer virtual consults. If you're looking to have some work done, please reach out to us. But for now, let's kind of just jump into some of these cool features. So when I get to most homes, I'm usually in after the fact, after the construction is done and I'm just dealing with what's left over. In this particular situation, I got to come in a little bit earlier. A lot of the planning was already done where the clients have decided they definitely wanted some planters. They definitely wanted a water feature. Now, what they did is they have a gorgeous turf along this linear section, which in most cases around a pool is kind of either wasted space or become like for loungers. Her husband's a big golfer, so encourages them to come out and do a little putt-putt if they want. This is just kind of a nice linear space to encourage, games when you're out here in the pool area, in the pool space, and you're out of the elements, you're out of the bugs, so it's kind of a nice feel. They went ahead and put in the taller pool screen. I love how open and airy this feels. I don't feel like they lost much, if any, light. It just feels just like a big giant room, a giant outdoor room in here. And then they left me with some planter space back here. They're like, okay, this whole space back here is yours to do what you want to do with, which, as you can see, it's kind of right up my alley. So that's exactly what we did. Now, they definitely wanted this large water feature here. They went with something that would be a little bit of a softer look. They went with Tennessee Fieldstone waterfall that would kind of give this area a little bit of a rustic vibe, which I think is a cool switch, because most of my water features around pool areas usually happen to be the wall water feature, the spouts or the bowls or whatnot. So I think this is kind of a nice touch, and it kind of really does add a little bit of that rustic charm to a very serene back space. So since they had that already in place, I went ahead and incorporated stone beds in this area. We chose an Indian River Creek rock that I think ties in nice with the pool borders. The colors complement super well. And then I tucked in some Tennessee Fieldstone within the planters just to kind of, pay homage to the waterfall itself. And I think that really tied in with that tropical look. And I think that's so great how you can mix that kind of mountainous kind of stone feel with the tropical vibe, and it still gives you a very jungle vibe. Directly behind me here is a nice pathway. I believe it's 18 inches that goes all the way behind, connecting the two spaces. So you can maintain from the backside of this pool planter as well as from the front. Probably be easier from the backside. So there's definitely a good maintenance path back there. And I love that you can pass right through and go to the outdoor kitchen and the other section of the patio over there. So to me, this is just such a really well laid out backyard space. I feel like it has everything that you need. Playground for adults, beautiful gardens to feel like you're in a tropical resort, a maintenance path to the back, entertaining and dining to the right, and then of course everything from the inside, right from their front door, looks out to this back space. And then to top it off, they brought in these cool lanterns. Oh my gosh, you guys, those light up with fire and go straight up, and then voila, this is just entertainment central. We're gonna go through the plants and trees like we normally do on a garden tour, but really to me, what the star of the show really is just the placement of everything that's here, the layout, and then of course, the plants and the trees always do what they do, which is offer a softness to a space. Really take this big space from being open and empty to nestled and retreat-like. For our anchor feature, I chose our King Alexander, and I had it just kind of pull forward. As you guys know, I love curves, so having something blunt stop here, I was just not having it. So we were able to curve this into this section of the garden to kind of wrap it around this gorgeous curve of the pool area, and I think it did just the trick. We've got Sanchesia to the back that are really gonna flush out and be a gorgeous 4 or 5 foot tall back there, really nice and lush. and then ice tone crotons on to the front. Now, right now, because this is a fairly newly planted space, the ice tone crotons are a little bit bigger than the Sanchisia because they grow so much slower. So I brought these in at a 10-gallon size. And then the Sanchisia, just super growers. There's no sense in spending the money and upping the pot size. So I got those in 3 gallons. So in no time, those will kind of catch up and become a nice 4-foot sea of bright green and yellow color to the backdrop, allowing this perfect color of the ice tone crotons to really shine. What I love about ice tone crotons is they really kind of mound out. Look at what a nice kind of rounded look a croton can give. A lot of them have a tendency to go sprawling and be a little bit crazy. These are chunky, tight, and compact. This is the perfect environment for them. They love the protection of what this screen is offering. So a little filtered light goes a long way with these girls. They can be drama queens if they're out in the full sun. They'll just be like, but in here, they love it. So ice tone crotons for morning sun, midday sun, but not evening sun. See this one that's out in the sun more? Look how much more color it offers. I mean, that brightness, that multicolored tone in those leaves, just stunning. And then this one that's underneath the King Alexander, how much coverage that's giving for color. And look at how dark green it is and some of this darker foliage down below. I mean, it's just crazy how light changes the look of a leaf pattern. We used an aluminum alloy edging to give us a nice, clean, defined look, and I think that it pairs just beautifully as you enter from clean zone to the jungle. I love how that transition is just so dramatic. I think it turned out so lovely. Right here is golden sedum right at the base. Then right over here are my favorite. These are the Marie Aglaonemus. These are a perfect little ground cover. These are what would be on the jungle floor of any jungle. So these grow very, very slow, stay very, very compact, have a gorgeous variegated leaf color, not too bright, not too dark, almost give you more of a green backdrop, and so that way you can pair it with something more colorful like the ice tone crotons. But I love how delicate, how small, how compact, and how easy care. Because they grow so slow, trimming is pretty non-existent. You'll maybe trim twice a year on these guys. I wanted something very, very low maintenance in this particular spot, and these guys will do that trick. Another low maintenance plant is the Imperialis bromeliad. This guy is more of the green tone. You can see the one that I have at my house has more purple to it. The green, this is what it looks like in more of a shaded environment. But what I wanted was something dynamic that wouldn't spread or wouldn't go to town in such a small area. And of course, as you guys know, what I love about the Imperialis is wherever you put them, they stay. They'll grow 3.5 foot by 3.5 wide. Ideal for a little spot just like this. So these guys are framing the centerpiece here, which is the triple bottle palm. You guys know how I feel about the triple bottle palm. This guy will get 14, 15 foot tall, widen out as it branches up. Could you imagine when this guy gets over here and the fronds are above the pool water line and just going to be stunners in this space? I cannot wait to see that as that kind of unfolds and these trunks widen out like this. This one's going to grow a heck of a lot slower, I guess, unfortunately, because it isn't a planter, so there's not a lot of room for roots to grow. Speaking of roots, these trees that I put in here are soft tip roots, what we call courtyard palms, things that are not going to be invasive into the pool area. They're not like a Bismarck or a royal palm or a queen palm, even a Christmas palm. Those are things that the roots can be very, very aggressive. So you kind of want to stay away from those so close to the pool wall line. So these are a delicate feature, as is all the other small plantings that are here. So this is definitely little planter approved. So the triple bottle palm is going to be the anchor points to this beautiful water feature. And as you can see, we have them on both sides. That way, in no way, this waterfall, it's the accent that it was intended to be. We don't want it to master the whole pool area. We don't want it to be the total focal point and everything else around it to be so small that it's the biggest guy in the room. It's supposed to be nestled. It's supposed to be intimate. It's supposed to be wrapped around. And I think that's what we were trying to create here, was really to soften it. Let it be the focal point, but soften it. I think it worked out. I think it happened. So yes, keep that in mind if you've got a big feature, whatever that feature might be in your own space. All right, so we're gonna make our way to the pool area. Now, what I love, and if you guys can manage to do this, give yourself at least 18 inches behind your pool planters on the inside. I mean, look at between the inside of the screen and the pool planter here, connecting the two spaces and leaving yourself an easy maintenance pathway, because again, it would be tough to maintain it from the front. So that really allows you to get into the pool planters from the back side. And then I love how it connects the two spaces instead of having going all the way around from the front if you're in the back section. So on this side, it is more of a rinse and repeat. You can see how narrow this space is. I think we had 4 foot to work with. We have burl marks here. So we have 4 burl marks. Look at how nice and open and rounded these guys get. Just so tropical, such a perfect little leafed plant. Perfect for a clean back border that doesn't look like a hedge. So to me, this is what I call a tropical hedge. They will create a nice backdrop of green to show off color to the front. And then of course we have 2 Imperialis bromeliads, and then just Aglaonemus Maria for the base here. And then of course we popped in some boulders. And when you guys pop in your boulders into your landscape, set them in at angles, maybe prop them up, put some soil around them so they're tilted up. Just kind of give them a little bit of interest to really fit the space that you're gonna work in. I think these guys look so good in the landscape. They kind of complement and pay homage to the water feature in the middle and just kind of really tie everything together. So to me, fieldstone is an ideal thing to incorporate. Some little neo bromeliads in the middle just to give us a little bit of that color. And then right along the waterfall, I know we didn't touch on that, but those are some trailing ice plants. And I just think those variegated ice, I've used them in pots and planters and hanging baskets. They can handle drought. They can handle too much moisture. They can handle pretty much anything. You have to trim them about every other month to kind of keep them where you want them, but they do grow profusely, which is a nice option for a trailing plant. So we've got a cardboard palm in here. Now, those of you guys who know what this guy's gonna do, I know I can see the comments right now. Oh my God, a cardboard palm, it's gonna get huge, because they will get up to 6 feet. I know, but this is a very small planter. We backfilled it with rock, so it's got very, very little places to go. But I do want around this waterfall to have a little chaos, to have a little crazy. I want those leaves to go that way and this way and kind of really fill in this space and not have such a hard edge. I will slide in a picture of what this waterfall looked like before, and it was a complete U. It was too perfect, too angled, and I wanted this to feel softer, feel more natural. And so I think that having some of this crazy going on right near the water feature softened the eye when it came to that. So that's exactly what I was going for. Flanking either side into the bigger planters are giant apostle iris. Now these are fantastic for small planters. They can also actually live right in the water line. So if my clients wanted them right here in the water, they could absolutely live right here and enjoy and root in and be very, very happy, because I have them in my pond and I absolutely love them right in the water. They're a nice flanking point here to, again, soften these hard corners of the water feature from this big U. These are tiki torches. They're lit up with propane down below, so they're pre-plumbed. So if you guys are in the beginning stages again and you like the look of fire above, this is such a cool look. These light up and go straight up and really give you a gorgeous flame at night. It really kind of just brings you to that resort-like feel. It really just kind of pulls it all together. I love how this area has turned out and created that jungle vibe. Funny enough, the planters are the smallest thing in this whole backyard space, and I feel like that's what you see first, but maybe that's just what I see first. I don't know, you guys will have to let me know. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure kind of sharing this garden with you. I hope it gave you some great ideas, and if you loved today's video, then please check out our most recent garden tour. This way, Bryce says. He's gonna post it right on the screen. We will see you guys next weekend. Take care.